Hi, my name is Thalia MK and I'm at Education Conference Dubai 2.0 Winter 2022 and I have with me Sir Aditya Ranjan Bhatnagar. I hope I pronounced it right. He is a partner at the Mindcrafters and he is also awarded as an outstanding leadership. Thank you so much for your time. Mindcrafters, that is a very innovative name. It's like you're molding the mind. Is it what your company does?
Cer- okay, certainly it does. What I work in is in STEM, and I think STEM is about molding or developing habits of thought. So that's where the Mindcrafters comes in. So we are trying to mold, or not really mold, but develop habits of thought, which are rational and which are STEM-like. A conscious sense, and also giving a sense of accomplishment and discrimination. So uh, in the good sense, so you know that something is false, which is told to you, and you should.
Something like this is very sensitive because as a parent or as a sibling or as in whoever the authority of the whoever have the authority of a child, giving that such kind of a responsibility gives a lot of pressure to the company, to the brand, whoever is held responsible for it. What are your go-to goals or what are your go-to rules which you tell to the person who is trusting you with their child?
So what I try to explain to schools, I work with schools as well, and to parents who give their awards to me, is that they are going to develop habits of thought, which will help them not only in careers in STEM, but in careers anywhere. Whether they later on turn out to be historians or commerce people or whatever, it's the habits of thought which will stay with them for a long time, and that's beneficial either way.
You work a lot with the young students. Young students are I wouldn't say everybody is like a good person, a good kid like me. I'm kidding, but you had to, I believe, deal with different kind of habits, nature of children. How do you deal with that? And what are the obstacles you think you face the most so that whoever is trying to be in the same field or walk in the same path will take a pointer out of it?
So typically, I think every educator faces that, and that's a thing called diversity. So you would have children who are very good, like yourself, and there are children who are very, very naughty, and you need to bring them on board. So there'd be students who'd be interested in an activity. Most of my activities are hands-on, so I would have about 85 to 90% engagement. But at the same time, we can't leave out the 15%, and those 15% is a task to attend to them. And the way that I do it is it's never one person doing a class of 30 or 40. It's usually two or three mentors. So we have a ratio of 1 is to 15 or 1 is to 12. Uh,
That should be how education should be. Of course, when the class is full of students, unfortunately most of the school, the teacher cannot pay attention to everyone, so they tend to lean forward to the good students, and the backbenchers remain the backbenchers. And I know not only studying and then in life it kind of affects. So, what advice I would ask you give them, especially the education system, not only in India, outside India, over here in Middle East, as you come across, you meet different kind of education system. What one or two advice you'll give them that you should do it or you should not do it?
the first thing I would like to say is that children are very, very perceptive. So if you're coming from the heart, if you're honest with them, and they see that honesty in the things that you have, you're getting them to do, and you are equally a child with them, you get a good connect. So that's the thing that you should do. In terms of what you shouldn't do is probably classifying somebody. If you classify a student as naughty, or you classify a student as very good, either way, it's It's a bias which builds into a teacher's mind. A teacher's a human. So when they come back class after class, they will look upon you as a student to attend to, and others to perhaps not be so bothered about. Yeah.
So I believe you work with underprivileged kids as well. Why do you think you had the urge to do it? What made you do that, and how it is dealing with underprivileged kids and their parents?
Okay, so I work with kids in India who are in slums, and most of them are out of school, so they wouldn't really be going to school. There is very little contact with parents, so these students come in for a particular gap in the afternoon for a class or whatever. The objective that I have is once again to develop some habits of thought in them. It's very easy for their environments are extremely challenging, as one could imagine, and it's very easy for them to pursue a career in crime or terrorism and things like that, and that's what I felt, that if a person is rational, if a person is has developed what we call critical thinking, then he won't easily be swayed into these areas. You think twice. A number of them might still, follow that path, but it should affect the outcome.
So, what are the future endeavors look like for the Mindcrafters?
Okay, so I'm sitting here before you, but I'm really inspired or pushed, I would say, by my daughter. My daughter is a special needs child, and she's pushed me to start working with the visually impaired. So hopefully next year we should start working for careers in STEM for the visually impaired. That's our idea.
In this conference, we are meeting too many different kind of people. When they're everybody trying to make the change, I first of all applaud you for. It's not about making something for yourself. It's very selfless. It's I wouldn't only say selfless. Making if people like you are not there, nobody is gonna ask the basic necessity when it comes to education. Basic necessity is only considered as food, shelter, and water, but education should be and health should be also the pointers of that. So going ahead and making a mark and trying to make the change and you receiving an award for it, for the work you have done and achieving an accomplishment and meeting so many people from different areas, how does that feel?
It's humbling, I would say. It's very, very humbling to sit amongst people who have accomplished so much. And, I work in a very small area. It's a small part of India that I work in. So it's not a very widespread work or that I'm, impacting millions of lives. But the few lives that I'm able to impact, I hope that I've done good by them. And for that, this award is a great recognition.
I think it will be a great push for the Mindcrafters, and I personally, from all my heart, pray that you go ahead with it and make the mark at the world because we need people like you. The children, they are so pure, they're so sensitive, and every child deserves the basic that is education, that is health, that is shelter, water, and I applaud you for it, and I hope to see you in the future in a receiving a really huge award, making like millions of life different. And on that note, if you can make the change, even if it's like one person, if it's a one child, do it because children are our future and they are sensitive, they are innocent. Let's protect them and make them better for tomorrow. And this is Talia MK signing off. Thank you.